Hi everyone, we are going to get started on April Club Q, and this one is called Happy Little Moments. We are going to use, well, it suggests for Powder Puff Chalking Inks, Dandelion, Huckleberry, and Blue Hawaiian. Dandelion is in our brand new 12-pack for 2024, and then Huckleberry, I think was from the release before that, possibly. And then Blue Hawaiian we have had for a very long time because it's a popular blue. But I actually chose a few different colors. I have Huckleberry. I'm also going to use Baja Blue instead of the Blue Hawaiian. And for my yellow, I actually use Summer Days. So you just choose the yellow, blue, purple, whatever it is that you like for you. And when I put this together the other day, I actually added some Deep Sea, which is kind of a darker blue as well. So that's an option. And we are going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with all the cutting pieces. There is one cutting diagram here, and I also want to show you real quick, if you have cut out or punched out your die cuts, I have all these punched out here. This piece right here we are actually going to use. So you know, a lot of times in our classes we say don't throw anything away because more than likely you'll have to go fishing through the garbage for it. This one is one of those kits. We are actually using this background piece there. So hang on to that once you punch out your die cuts. And as always, the video is a great way to go for instructions because you can pause it and just stop or start it again whenever you are ready. We are going to get this out of the way. We are going to do this cutting diagram first. So it's a sheet of paper with the stripes. It has the purple on the back side. I'm actually going to lay this right here because I like to be able to see that as I cut. So it is the stripe paper that doesn't have any yellow in it. This is the one that we're cutting. The one that has yellow in it, we are using those for background pieces. So grab this one that has the purple flourish on the back. This is the one that we'll be cutting. And even though once you get your pictures on there, a lot of this is covered up, I'm going to go by this diagram on the stripe side, just so that you have the same stripes and stuff that you see in the picture there. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way, and I am going to do actually, you know what? I'm going to cut this first. So I'm going to turn it this way. And if you cut somewhere on a different part of the paper and there's a different background when you cut it, no worries. It'll still work out because most of that is covered anyway. It won't make much difference once you get it on your page. But I'm going to pull this over to 4. Make sure that's actually in the video. To 4. And I am going to trim all the way down. And this is the one where the blue stripe goes all the way across, from top to bottom actually. I'm going to go at 4. And then you want 2 4x6s, so I'm going to turn it this way and cut it at 6. That gives you 2 4x6s. I'm going to set that to the side. And then with the rest of this paper, if you want to have it exactly the same as that's on the diagram, I would turn it this way, and we are going to put it in well, this is already at 8 inches. So I'm going to turn it this way and cut it at 7. So you want a 7x8. So it's already at 8 inches this way. So we're putting it into 7 and trim. And that gives you a 7x8, which is for the other page. Your 7x8 for the first page is this one from your die cuts. This one's for the second page. And then out of that piece that is left, we want 2 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So you just choose which side of the paper. Whatever is left is just extra. So whatever colors you like. If you want to add more of this teal color, actually, you know what? I might do that. In the picture, I use more of the purples here. Oh, actually, never mind. We are going to use this side anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's for these here. Sorry, I was getting my kits mixed up. So I am going to put it in at 2 3/4. So we got 2 3/4. And we will trim. This is just an extra piece. Go ahead and set it to the side. You can use it for tags or something later, but that one we will not be using. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it to 2 3/4 this way, so we get a square. I'm going to move it in 2 3/4 for one more square. This one is just left over. So you have 2 squares here. And you obviously need 4, so there is a piece of paper that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So we are going to put that piece in from your kit to 2 3/4 and cut, and then that gives you 4. Let's set those aside, and then we are going to cut the backers that go to these out of white. And I know these are kind of dark colors for spring, but you can easily brighten it up with lots more yellow or yellow ink. If you want to ink the edges of your white paper with yellow, that brightens it up some too. I just love these purples and with the little hints of yellow in there. So totally up to you. If you want to brighten it up, add a few extra yellow flowers, or if you have a piece of yellow cardstock even to put behind the white would work too. Okay, so this piece is 3 by 12, and we want to cut them all into 3 by 3s. So we'll get 4 of those out of this one. So put it in at 3 and cut. Move it into 3 and trim. Again to 3 and trim, and that gives you 4 3 by 3s. And actually I cut mine just a slightly off, so I'm going to trim that edge off there. Okay, so we have 4 3 by 3s. Going to set that aside, and then these 2 backers are already cut for you in your kit, which makes things simple. And we are done with the cutting diagrams. The only other thing that you need to cut out would be your words. So trim around those words and your little banner pieces. And again, if you need to pause it, just hit pause, catch back up, and we are going to get started. I'm going to grab the background papers. So this is where I'm going to lay both of them out here, and I'm going to hope that you guys can see that. I'll make sure that they're in the picture. And we're going to kind of work on both of these at the same time. Once you have things cut out, this kit goes pretty quickly. The hardest part of this kit is actually layering up the flowers. But the great thing is nobody's gonna know if you put a different flower or a different size on top of another flower. So you can line those up however it works for you. These 2 pieces are gonna be your little background right in the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay all these pieces out, and then I'm going to go back through and glue. If you want to adhere things as we go, you go right ahead. This is your project. I'm not the boss of you. You do it how you would like. You can also use either side of the die cuts as well. I used, on the purple, I used purple on all of them, but totally up to you. I'm just going to start layering these things out here for right now. And then I will pick them up and chalk them. Okay, so to begin with, we have 4 pieces here. That are like kind of flourishy pieces. These stripes make it hard to see where the paper ends there. So this one actually can go right along the bottom. I'm just going to lay this one out here for now because I'm not gluing this down because I may want to adjust these a little bit depending on the pictures that I'm putting in, how much space that I want. And this obviously needs to be moved over so it may not go right in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to start layering things. These are 2 that can be glued down because we know this is exactly where they're going to go. If you want to get your 4x6s, you can use either side of these. On the instructions, I use the striped side up. Totally up to you which side you want to use. So those are 2 pieces that I'm actually going to just go ahead and glue together because I know that those are going to go on there. So a lot of times I use my ATG gun for these types of things. This Barely Art Precision Glue is my new favorite, something I have started to love. You have just a few seconds to kind of move it and then it is permanent. Don't need a lot. I usually on the bigger things use my ATG gun, but this one I have because I like to use this kind of glue on more of the die cut pieces because you don't need a lot, you just need a dot here and there. This is plenty to keep this together, and it's so precision tip that you have a lot of control of where it goes, and you can use it on more kind of delicate, intricate pieces. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in place. And these I'm not going to glue down yet because I want to be able to place these other pieces exactly where I need them. Okay, and then all 4 of these 3x3s, they get a purple one on top of it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue those together. And actually, I'm just going to do this. And if you haven't tried this Barely Art Precision Glue, I would say give it a try. I have always been a diehard ATG gun fan, which I still have right here next to me. But I just noticed I'm completely out of tape. Oh, apparently I stole Patsy's. Don't tell her. But I'm out of tape, so I'm using the Barely Art glue for everything, and I am not bad about it because I love it. It's easy to use. We have it on our website, and I am not sure of the price. Somewhere around $6.99, I think. But it goes a long way. And then we also have big, they look like the honey bears. It's a big bear, and it has the refills for this. One little bottle lasts a long time. The refill is huge. That would last you quite a while. But it's great stuff. And it's on our website now if you wanted to check it out. actually have lots of new stuff on there. Daubers, some new kits. And as a Club Q member, you get 10% off all that stuff. Okay, so I have those in place. And now that I have it kind of out here so that I can space it like I want to, I am going to go ahead and glue these to the page. You want about 1/4 of an inch from the edge of your purple paper. So top to bottom side, and it's roughly 1/4 of an inch there. And then these go right next to it with 1/4 of an inch, top and on the side. And the same here. And these just go straight across with those, with the bigger one. And this one has the flower hold right here. So I actually just put glue at the top and bottom so that I'm not getting glue in the center there, because once I have this glued on, I'm going to pick up this entire piece and place it where I want it to be after we get this. It's about 1/4 of an inch from the left side, top to bottom. Same over here, about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and since I have these out here, I just wanted to make sure that I'm putting this piece down so that there's enough space for your flourishes here. So on this page, I'm actually going to put it a little closer to the left side of the page over here. I'm going to do about 1.5 inches from the left side, and that gives a little more space over here to put all your stuff. And then centered from top to bottom. So if you have it turned the same way I do, it's just to the right side of this purple strip. And I might have it turned the other way in the picture, which is fine too. You choose which side. You don't have to have it the same direction. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same over here, and I'm going to do it about 1.5 inches from the right side of the page. And again, turn this background paper whichever way works for you. And I just line this up so that I have these about the same height, and you can measure it if you want to, but the same height on both sides. I would measure how far down you put this one, and then you can measure the same amount over here. I'm just going to eyeball it because once you get flowers and stuff on, you won't notice too much if it's just slightly off. Okay, and if you want to, as we go, chalk things up, I'm actually going to leave this little flourish white. I'm just going to put a few dots here and there for this one and lay it down on the outside of this paper that we just put on. And if you want to hold off until you have the exact pictures in there and your flowers laid out, that's fine too. Sometimes I do that so that I know exactly where I need things. But I'm going to go ahead and put these down. Just a few dots here and there, and that's enough to hold it down. Right at the top there. A lot of times I don't glue things down because then I realize halfway through that didn't leave myself enough room for flowers or the right picture. You don't want something covering up part of the picture if there's a face right here. So as far as embellishments and things around it, I usually wait. Totally up to you. Okay, we are going to start layering all of these lasers, these laser cuts. So there is a purple background, the largest white cutout butterfly with the holes in it. And right now I'm just layering these up so that we can see what goes on what, and then you can go back through. You can also turn this over and it still matches up pretty well on the other side if you choose to use a different side, okay? I'm going to do it just like I did in the picture, so I will have this side. And I'm just going to kind of lay these out where they go so that I know what I have here. Okay, and then the next purple, or whichever side you decide to use, it's kind of pretty on the other side too. I might use the other side on this one. Line that one up. That one goes up here. And then you have a large solid white and a smaller solid white. I'm going to get the purple, and again, if you want to change it over, that's really pretty on the other side. I might do that one too. And put that one, the big one is up here. And I like it with that blue as well. I designed it with the purple because I was on the purple side because I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to look like on the other side of the paper. So I just grabbed the purple and did it all the same. But this I really like. So switch it up if you want to. And this one goes down here. Okay, and then the largest purple flower. Let's see, I gotta move this one up a little bit. This is why I don't glue them all down yet. The largest purple flower is what goes in this corner. And then there's two medium flowers that are purple. One goes on top of this one. The other one goes in this corner. I'm looking to see here. Then there's a smaller purple. It looks like there might be 3 layers here. I'm actually going to put it right up here. Do 2 layers of purple. This is where you can totally make it your own too. If you want to move flowers around, layer different ones. Or you can copy mine exactly if you would like. On top of this one is one of the larger white. So we have 3 different sizes of white here. So the larger, one of the larger ones goes here. There's another large one that goes here. This medium size one will go right down here. There's a smaller one that goes here. We have 2 medium ones. They'll go here. And then I'm going to pick these back up and I'm going to chalk them, and I am going to glue them together in their layers. I just kind of like to place them first. And then we have a small one, a small one. And do we have an extra small? This might be extra. So you add it wherever you like. Looks like it might go up here. This is what's hard about the flowers. There's so many. I love to layer it up, but there's so many it's hard to figure out where they go. So I'm going to go ahead and layer it right up there at the top. If you want to use it somewhere else, then you go right ahead. I am going to pick these up now, glue them together, and do a little chalking. One way that you can brighten up the page is on the ones that have white backer. I am going to use my yellow, and I'm using Summer Days, which is a bright yellow. It actually suggests Dandelion, which has a little more orangey color in it, like that. Totally up to you. I'm going to brighten it up by using this Summer Days and just doing kind of the edges. Maybe not turning it entirely yellow, but just a little bit so it shows through these holes here. So you can see that gives it a much brighter color. And when I glue this together, I'm just going to put a little, this is where I love this glue. I'm just going to put a little right down the middle there. You can glue the entire thing down if you want. And then I'm going to place it right back up here until I get everything where I want it to be, and then I'll glue it down. Okay, these, I'm going to use yellow on these too, but feel free to use your blue, purples, totally up to you. I'm going to do some of these in yellow. And actually, you know what? I will do one of these in blue also. And I have Baja blue, but there's also sky blue, Caribbean blue. Basically, any blue that we have kind of will work with this paper. But this Baja blue, even the new Dragonfly, which has a little bit of like kind of teal in it, that would work too. This one, I am going to do the edges in maybe Huckleberry, so add a little purple to these. You mix it up however it works for you. I'm just pulling some of the purple back in. And I like to just do the edges and just give it a little extra dimension. I almost lost my purple, it's blending in there. And again, use whichever side. I might switch it over and use that side. I think that's really pretty. I like that we have a choice. And again, I'm just going to use a little bit because once this glue sticks, it sticks. It will definitely hold it on. It dries clear as well. So you can see I got some on the side there, but it will dry clear. Okay, and then I'm going to leave these unchalked, but go ahead and chalk them up if you want to. It's just so dark it doesn't show much. But I'm going to do one blue and one yellow. So this larger one, I'm going to do the edges blue. This is just a way to brighten it up just a little. And I'm going to do this small one yellow. And the way that I do this is I just barely hang on. Whoop, I just barely hang on to the middle. And as I chalk, I'm turning it with the, these are a little bit delicate, so you have to do a little bit soft, but I'm just turning it, just holding it not quite tight enough so that it still just turns as I go. Okay. Now I'm going to pick these up and glue these all together. And you can line these up exactly if you want to, or you can turn them a little bit. Once they're all layered, you can't really tell. I just get the centers lined up. And we have little pearls that we can put on there. I'm actually going to put on, let's see. I'm going to put on one of the medium size ones. I think, well, no, actually, I'll use one of the big ones because this is one of the biggest flowers here. And I'll put that in the middle. And then just go ahead and once you get your picture on here, or if you want to go ahead and glue these down, you can do just the middle and then you can still slide your picture in behind that. So I'm going to do just the middle so that that's on there and ready to go for when I get my pictures in. Tuck it in behind there. I'm going to get this one glued down. Each of these small flowers get a small pearl. Whoops. I love these new small pearls. They are from Want to Scrap. We love Michelle at Want to Scrap. Use lots of her stuff. So if you see her at a convention, tell her we said we love her. She does a lot of the CK conventions, which if you go to any of the CK conventions, we usually have our classes there, and A to Z Scrapbooking carries our product at the booth. We used to personally go to conventions like 30 weeks out of the year and then decided that was not doable because we all have kids going all different directions now, so we're staying home for most of them and just trying to get some good product out there for you guys to still get it at the convention. And you know, on this one, I'm going to use the Baja in the background. I just love this color. This is Patsy's favorite color. We could never get rid of this one or she might quit. A little bit and little. I'm going to use yellow on this one, brighten it up in this side of the page. Oops. And if you ever tear off one of these petals, which I have done, you just hang onto the petal, and once you glue it down, you just stick it under the pearl. Nobody will ever know. This one gets pearl too. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down over here. And actually, you know, let's see, what did I do? Your words here. What I am going to do is just put a line of glue across the bottom of the words. And then I turn it over a little bit and stick the banners to the back of it. Then I'm going to add just a little more, a few dots here and there. And this is going to go right at the bottom of your 4x6 here. You can kind of adjust these a little bit if you get it before your glue dries. And then you know where to put your butterfly, so it's not covering up your words. Your extra little flower. And then over here, same thing, just use the colors that work best for you. I'm going to do the flowers in yellow. Get a pearl in the middle. A little glue on the back. And again, if you want to wait until your picture's in here so you know where to put it, that's fine too. I'm going to do this one in blue, just to change it up a little bit. glue in the middle. I feel like I like this one even more than my original one with the different colors and different sides of the paper. And okay, and then we'll just layer these flowers up. And again, if you want to use these flowers somewhere other than what I'm showing, you make it yours. We try to put really clear instructions in there and do a video, but that does not mean that you have to follow it exactly. I know you are creative and totally fine to do some of it on your own and make it your own style. A little purple. I'm going to use the last big pearl. I like to fold these up just a little bit. Give it extra dimension there. And then your last little flower here, and you have one pearl left to put on that one, and you will be done. I hope you enjoyed this kit. And I think this one can be really versatile as far as the colors that you use. Doesn't necessarily have to be spring pictures that you use. Whatever you choose. There you have it. Easy kit, fun colors, lots of different choices. I hope you enjoyed April Club Q, and we so appreciate you being a Club Q member, and we'll see you next time.